morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we've got a lovely new Copperajah card that we need to be having a little bit of a chat about. Yeah, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, we are into proper spoiler territory now. And they've got to show us a Copperajah. And I consider myself quite a fan of the old Copperajah. Except it's not that old, it's actually very new. And I would quite like to talk about Copperajah. So let's have a chat, shall we? Now, starting off, it's got 190 HP, which of course is gigantic. But it's just in line with the one we saw in Sword and Shield. It's still a good card, don't get me wrong. 190 HP is still brilliant. And bearing in mind, pre-rotation for a very short period of time, we got Metal Frying Pan. Reduces damage done by 30 and takes away your weakness. Even when we hit rotation, we're going to have Metal Goggles, which reduce damage done to you by 30 and stop damage counters being dropped on you. We've got Lucario and Melmetal, whose GX attacks stop all of your metal Pokemon taking 30 damage for the rest of the game. And we've got a very, very beefy boy here. Not to mention, of course, we can have a look and go, oh, it's got a retreat cost of 4. That opens up buff padding. So if you'd rather just have more raw HP than worry about reducing damage done to you, Copperajah's got your back. Nice. Resistance to grass is fine, I'll be honest with you. Rillaboom decks aren't big, but you never know, maybe one day. And weakness to fire is not ideal because of the whole welder thing making fire decks really good. You're not hitting anything relevant for weakness, unfortunately, and if you ever were, Zacian would take care of it before you even got a chance. But do remember we've also got Metal Saucer here to accelerate a little bit of energy to your metal Pokemon. So actually, yeah, it's a quite nice time to be a metal Pokemon. But what does it do? Well, our translation comes from the lovely Antoine Boulet. Stop me if you've heard that one before. And the ability just says nice and simply, this Pokemon cannot be affected by special conditions. Yes! This is brilliant! Bearing in mind, right, I started this video talking about Copperajah and basically going, look, first of all, it's got giant HP for a stage 1. And second of all, you've got a bunch of options in metal decks at the moment to reduce damage done to you and give yourself extra HP. And basically, we started off the video saying, look, Copperajah is a big boy. He's going to be very difficult to take off the field. One way your opponent would seek to do that would be with special conditions, paralysis and sleep to stop you attacking, confusion as well, or burn and poison to put extra damage on you. None of that will work against Copperajah, because Copperajah comes along and is literally immune to special conditions. Now, weirdly enough, there is only one Pokemon that can actually turn off the ability that's relevant, and that is Galarian Weezing. And what is kind of interesting here, of course, is that Galarian Weezing's thing is it also poisons. It's got that poison attack that puts extra damage counters on you between turns while also poisoning you. So stay away from Galarian Weezing. First, he'll turn off your ability so you can be affected by special conditions. Then he will poison you but actually be doing more than the regular amount of poison. I think it is fair to say that Galarian Weezing is, maybe one of the most annoying cards you're going to see here. I should mention it is 4 damage counters between turns for Galarian Weezing. That is a little bit over the top. But outside of that, you're good. No paralysis, no confusion, no sleep to stop you attacking. No burn, no poison to put extra damage on. And then you're reducing damage done to you. You've got giant HP. You're a big metal elephant. It's looking pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. It's looking pretty good. But then we get to Revenge Stamp. If any of your bench Pokemon has any damage counters on them, this attack does 120 more damage. What? That's ridiculous! 240 damage for 4 energy. 240 damage for 4 energy on a single prize Pokemon. I remember not that long ago, we were looking at Ho-Oh GX. And for 4 energy, Ho-Oh GX did 180 damage. And couldn't attack next turn. You are a single prize Pokemon with the same amount of HP, an easier to pay attack cost, although to be fair, Ho-Oh did have Kiawe, but it ended your turn. But I mean in terms of outside of that. Cool. And you're doing more damage. And 240 is nuts. 240 is ridiculous. Except, and this is what makes me really sad here, Pikachu and Zekrom. You see, Pikachu and Zekrom has 240 HP, but it also has a resistance to metal here, and we don't currently have one of those stadiums like Magnetic Storm that we had, or Ruins of Alph going back a little bit further, love that card, that take away resistance, so you will actually be a little bit short, unless you play a single copy of Berserker, because, oh yeah, remember that Berserker's a thing, and remember that we now have that Galarian Meowth, which lets you discard 2 cards from your hand and search for a Berserker and put it into your hand. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You see, now you can get Berserker out more easily. One of these, you're doing 260 damage. 260 is redonk. Because at that point, you can add a Vitality Band. Yes, I know I've mentioned some other tools we've got for doing a bit more protecting. But you know what? You can just play a second Galarian Meowth if you're worried. And oh, look, now you're hitting 270. And that's Reshiram and Charizard. That's Mewtwo and Mew going down. With 2 Berserker, you're hitting 280. That is Arceus and Dialga and Palkia going down in a single hit. Are you starting to get excited yet? You should be, ladies and gentlemen. You should be. In terms of damage, this is ridiculous. The fact of the matter is, it will initially KO any Pokemon V. The biggest you get is stuff like Zamazenta with 230, or they're all going down. You're getting the occasional tag team, but not that many, and you're getting any single prize Pokemon. You then add a single Galarian Berserker and a Vitality Band, and you're getting most of the tag teams. And then if you add 2 Galarian Berserkers, you're getting all of the relevant tag teams. If you want to go nuts, you can actually go quad Berserker here, and you'd be adding 80 damage to the 240, you'd be doing 320, and you'd actually be getting one-hit KOs on VMAXs. I do think that is slightly over the top. But bearing in mind, you should be one-hit KOing 2 prize Pokemon, and one-hit KOing tag teams for free prizes, 2-hit KOing VMAXs for free prizes, while you're 190 HP Pokemon with lots of other advantages to try and reduce damage done to you, and you're immune to special conditions. Now, there are 2 questions that need to be answered here. How do we pay the attack cost, and how do we get Pokemon on the field damaged? Well, when I looked at Houndoom a little while ago, actually I think I went up this morning, when I looked at Houndoom a little while ago, I told you, look, as it stands, we don't have options for damaging our own Pokemon. Once upon a time, we had Team Magma's secret base, but that rotated out. And technically, we have Rainbow Energy. But firstly, you don't want to be mucking about putting a Rainbow Energy on a Pokemon when you're trying to build up the energy on Copperajah. That's super awkward. And secondly, it's about to rotate out anyway. When we all played Drampa, when you needed a bench damage Pokemon, Potown was a way better option than Rainbow Energy, for me at least, and for a lot of others. Although people did play Rainbow Energy, because Rainbow Energy was an attachment you had to make while getting energy on Drampa, whereas Potown you just needed to evolve one of your Pokemon and you were fine. But the good news is, we actually just had a new stadium revealed, and I'm probably uploading these videos pretty close to each other, I'm not even sorry about that. Spikemouth Stadium. Whenever a player's Pokemon returns to the bench during that player's turn, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon. Yep. You're good. You are absolutely golden here. You just need a bench Pokemon with a damage counter on, just like Drampa did, and this has got your back. Essentially, whatever you start with in the active, retreat it, either because it's got free retreat or using U-turn board or using air balloon. Well, it doesn't really matter, right? We've got a bunch of options. And then you got a damage Pokemon, and then Copperajah is in the active. Because Copperajah doesn't actually want to start in the active. And this is a good time to start talking about how we're going to pay the attack cost. Twin Energy and Metal Saucer. That's how we're going to pay the attack cost. Because it's 2 metal, 2 colourless, so you've got double colourless energy, or twin energy as it is, for non-GX, non-V. And then you've got Metal Saucer, and that's how you're going to pay the attack cost. It's kind of sad that Solgaleo Prism Star is being rotated out, because that was really good at accelerating energy. For 1 energy on Solgaleo, you got to attach an energy from your discard pile for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. That was pretty gosh darn tidy. Unfortunately, Boo Hiss, etc., not the case here. It's getting rotated out. But between Metal Saucer and Twin Energy, you'll probably be fine. Let's not forget, in a metal deck, you're probably going to play Zacian. Zacian's got that ridiculous ability that lets you draw 3 cards, but if any of them are Metal Energy, you attach them to Zacian. So honestly, turn 1, you're probably just going to use Zacian's ability, and if you hit a single energy off that, you can energy switch. So with Zacian and Energy Switch, with Twin Energy and with Metal Saucer, I am not worried about this attack cost. And if it wasn't for Spikemuth, I'd be looking at this and going, great. But the energy combined with getting a damaged Pokemon on the bench, I mean, you're going to have to start off with something like Stunfisk to hit your bench Pokemon, and it's going to get awkward. But now, legitimately, this can be a fairly straightforward turn 2 option. You need a Stadium and 2 Retreat, and then you need to get the 4 energy on here, but with the options we've got and a couple turns to do it, I adore this. And look, I got super hyped about the Copperajah from Sword and Shield. But the fact of the matter was that Copperajah, it stopped working when you had 8 or more damage on, and it was free metal energy, and it all got just a little bit awkward here. Although, side note, you probably should play both of these in the same deck because there's a lot of potential here. I love this Copperajah. I'm giving it between 4 or 5 Wassies. We don't give half Wassies. That would be barbaric. I get overly excited about single prize Pokemon. I do. I admit it. It happens. But this looks so good. Like, so good. I want to make a deck with this more than I want to make a deck with any of the cards they showed us from Infinity Zone so far. This is over the top. This is brilliant. I'm in love, ladies and gentlemen. I am in love. Go team! Go team Big Metal Elephant. Right, I've gushed enough. I want to know what you think, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at The Wassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where you can find out about a whole bunch of games that don't have Pokemon in, but are pretty gosh darned awesome nonetheless. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.